皆さん、こんにちは, and welcome to Shogo's podcast. So today, I would like to talk a little bit about something that my tea ceremony instructor told me the other day that really, kind of shocked me. Shocked me, and it was really, what should I say? Her words really moved me a lot, so I really wanted to quickly share you what she told me. So I don't want to take too much time to get to a conclusion. So what she said to me during my training of tea ceremonies that Shogo, you are right now at a position where you're the farthest away from wabi-sabi. So she basically told me how you are right now, like everything, like how I look, my attitude and everything is the farthest away from wabi-sabi. Now, wabi-sabi is, of course, a really famous Japanese term that expresses the virtue of tea ceremony, right? So the founder of the current tea ceremony today, of course, there are different tea ceremony ryuha styles, but the main tea ceremony ryuha is the sansenke, which is the urasenke, omotesenke, and also mushanoho senke. So these three ryuha basically are about 80% of all tea ceremony trainees in Japan today. And the founder is actually the same of these three ryuha, and he is Senno-rikyu. And Senno-rikyu was a tea master that served Oda Nobunaga and also Toyotomi Hideyoshi during the Sengoku War period. And he created the tea ceremony culture of wabi tea, basically wabi-sabi tea. And that was what's so special about Senno-rikyu, that he was able to combine the virtues of wabi-sabi. By the way, in English, I personally like the translation of imperfect perfectness. By the way, a lot of people ask me like what wabi-sabi is, and we need to understand that all of the really famous historical figures actually define it differently. So basically, there really is no answer to wabi-sabi either. So you can understand how vague this concept is, but I personally like the English definition of imperfect perfectness. Basically, appreciating, enjoying something that is not perfect. And it's Senno-rikyu was basically a genius. I mean, trying to enjoy something that's not perfect is something that goes against all of our, common sense, right? I mean, if we're going to be enjoying something, you would assume that it's a perfect, piece of art or, perfect performance of music or. But in tea ceremony, in the wabi tea or the tea, ideas that Senno-rikyu created was basically something that goes completely against that, saying that we humans, nothing is actually perfect. We humans are not perfect. Nature is never perfect, right? Is there like a completely straight tree, right? And like, are there like trees that have no uneven, branches poking out, or are there rivers that are completely straight and always calm, and that kind of stuff, right? So because Senno-rikyu's tea ceremony is really deeply connected to nature as well and appreciating and enjoying it, this was his concept that he created. Yeah, and I think it's really, really beautiful how it is. But because my sensei told me that I am at the position where I'm the farthest away from wabi-sabi, which is something very, very sad as a tea ceremony trainee. Yes, I was told by her that I'm very far away from what wabi-sabi is supposed to be. And you might be thinking, well, Shogo, you know a lot about wabi-sabi. You understand the concept. How could you possibly be so far away from it, right? Yeah. And what she meant by I'm farthest away from wabi-sabi is that you might have noticed too, if you've been following me for a while now, you might have noticed too, but I am definitely the kind of person who tries to do everything perfectly. In the past, I think it was about a year ago, I made a podcast saying that I quit trying to be perfect. I don't know what the right word is. I don't want to say negative, but remember when Cosmo and I had not a fight, but we had this misunderstanding with each other. Basically, that happened too because I'm sensitive, I guess would be the right English word to explain it. I'm always constantly worried about what other people would think of me. I'm going to be admitting this. Yeah, not admitting this is again trying to be perfect because I of course have my weak points, and that's definitely one of them. I tend to be scared about what other people would think of me. So doing YouTube in the beginning really was difficult for me because you get comments from random people saying just attacking you, slandering all the time, and in the beginning, right now I got used to it, but it really was difficult for me too in the beginning. And so whenever I go to my tea ceremony training, I try to sit up straight, answer whatever my sensei asks me as quickly as possible, try to memorize everything that she teaches me. And, basically I'm trying to be a good student, right? I like wear my kimono properly to my training. And yeah, basically that's who I am. You might have noticed through my videos and such. Well, maybe when I'm speaking English, I'm a little bit more frank. So Japanese me and English me are definitely different. So some people might not know about it. But like, for example, if you see me in Kyoto Hidden Gems series where I'm speaking in Japanese, you can completely understand that I look completely different. The atmosphere that I have is completely different, right? So that's the idea, basically. So my sensei told me, if you want to do wabi-sabi, if you want to do wabi tea, you need to hunch a little bit more. Don't sit up so straight. Like, bend your back a little bit more. Don't wear your kimono so straight. All the lines perfectly and everything. No. You just gotta. If you move, your kimono will be a little bit wrinkled. That's okay. Just leave it like that. And whenever someone talks to you, don't say "hi" and just answer like what you're in the military or something. Just be a little bit more relaxed and act as if you're at home, on your own. You're watching Netflix or whatever at home. You're sitting on the sofa. You have to sit in my tea room, in my classroom, as if you're sitting in your own house watching a movie or watching TV. And that is the attitude you need to make tea. That is finally what wabi tea is about. And for me, a person like me who is really sensitive and wants to do the best I can all the time, this is a concept I really struggle to understand. But if I can explain the logics why wabi tea basically expects you to do this, is because wabi tea is about, again, appreciating imperfectness, right? If I, the host of the tea ceremony, tries to act perfectly, who could just be themselves or try to be equal within the tea ceremony, right? If I act like that, who can relax looking me sitting up straight, If someone, for example, someone from overseas comes to my tea ceremony, if I act like that, they would think, so the tea ceremony needs to be really, really strict, and I have to act like a better person, just like Shogo is doing. And that is very far away from the wabi-sabi concept, if that makes sense, right? So I need to be the person who is accepting myself the most in terms of not being perfect, right? I need to basically express that through my own tea, which I am not doing good at all. I think you can understand that I'm definitely a person who memorizes everything really quickly. All of the, for example, procedures of making tea and all of the things that you need to say or do during the tea ceremonies. I memorize everything very quickly. Yeah, because I don't want to waste my time when I go to my training. Every training I do, I really want to learn and, gain more experience every single time. So, yeah, so I just do everything I can every time and I memorize everything. But still, no matter how much I memorize things, no matter how much I get better at making tea and all the procedures of serving tea, receiving tea and such, my sensei has been telling me that, Shogo, you have not learned anything from me yet. And I've been studying under her for about 5 years now. And she told me in my last lesson that you have not learned anything from me yet. And she's a very strict person, as you can understand. Yeah. And I love her and I respect her the most, very, very much. And I want to continue learning under her until she quits teaching, basically. But it was really an interesting thing. And another thing is that a lot of people don't understand tea ceremony enough. They think that it's just about serving tea and drinking tea and such. But I really want to explain through my videos and through these podcasts is that tea ceremony is much, 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 much more than that. And it's really, really interesting and fun. And I personally love it very much. So yeah, today I wanted to share this story with you. And I shouldn't say, guys, get it? I shouldn't say I will do my best so I can understand my sensei's tea. That is, again, perfection. If I end this podcast saying that, my tea wasn't good enough, so from now on I'm going to be trying to do everything better, and I'll try to be a better student, or I'll try to understand what my sensei said even more. This is, again, far away from wabi-sabi. What I should be saying is that, I really don't get what she's saying, but I'll just do what I can and just let the flow, do it for me, kind of thing. This is what I should be saying. And this is wabi-sabi. Isn't it difficult to understand? It's so difficult. Yeah. Trying to be myself and trying to understand wabi-sabi at the same time is really difficult, but I'll definitely enjoy the ride though. So then everyone, as I always say, the ultimate goal of my life is to make all Japan lovers' dreams come true. So I know that there's a lot of people studying Japanese, willing to come to Japan to travel, study, or work, or even train our traditional culture and such as a tea ceremony, right? However, I am very afraid that Japan will not be able to make everyone's dreams come true in the future because we're facing a lot of social problems, we are losing our traditional culture, and the younger generations who are supposed to be carrying on the good things about Japan are dying because of all the social issues being shoved against them. So I want to dedicate my life to try to make Japan a better place. I want to try to solve the social problems, preserve and evolve traditional culture, and also help out the younger generations so they can have a brighter future. And to do that, the nearest goal I have right now is to achieve 2 million subscribers by January 2023 on my main channel. So all your likes and comments will help to boost my views. New viewers who have never seen my videos before, it'd be great if you can help me out. Yep. And I think it's really fun that I get to, share with you these kind of stories of me, what I learned through my training, I think it's really, really fun because it's not something that you can hear from everyone, right? Well, you can learn from books and such. I think any YouTuber or any influencer can talk about, or any Japanese person can talk about. But something that you can only experience through your training, I think this is something that I really need to talk more about and spread, because it's something that only I can experience, right? Because there's only one Shogo Yamaguchi in this world. So I hope you can look forward to my future podcast too. Yep. All right. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions about tea ceremony and the wabi-sabi concept I explained today, please let me know in the comments.